Why, hello! Once again, I am back live doing a live reaction gameplay video of Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I'm really am excited for this. I really want to see how the game looks and how it's going to be remade. I've seen the last couple of remakes, the remake for the Resident Evil 2, 3, and now they're doing 4. Hopefully, they're going to do a remake of Code Veronica. We'll see. Which I don't think is out of the realms of possibilities. I'm pretty sure if they can do this, I'm pretty sure they're going to do that as well. But I was very surprised that they are going to do a remake on Resident Evil 4. I know Resident Evil 2 was so well received that they jumped straight into Resident Evil 3, which is a good remake, but I feel like Resident Evil 3, for a lot of fans out there, they said that, it could have been done a lot better, da, 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 da. But overall, went well, but it wasn't that super well received. So hopefully they are putting a lot of love and care in Resident Evil 4 remake. Again, I just gonna watch it, and we're gonna watch it together. And Game Informer is going to be playing. I think Game Informer is going to be talking in this as well. And I'm going to do my little stops and goes and rewind some clips, rewind some parts here and there within this. Um, Breaking down some stuff, talking about it. Now, again, for me, you're talking to somebody that is not like a super duper fanboy or like a super fan of Resident Evil. I didn't really play or really care all that much about the Resident Evil, but it still is a interesting game from a story perspective. And just seeing it, how they are remaking this game and how it looks, I wanted to do a breakdown anyway to highlight some stuff or details or things that I like to see in the game that looks really good, really incredible. Um, you know, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's pretty cool. And also, I'm probably gonna do a lot better job than King Thrash bullshit and his little breakdown bullshit. This one, I'm really am going to break everything down, what I like, what I don't like, things that I might be concerning, or maybe they need to tone down a few things. But we'll see. But anyway, yeah, let's get started. And if you do enjoy the content of this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to comment, you want to say anything, put it down below. I would like to read it. And without further ado, let's get started on the Resident Evil 4 remake. This is the exclusive Chapter 5 gameplay walkthrough. So let's start this. And I got it on 1080p this time, making sure that it is right there. So 1080p 60, we're good. So let's start this. And again, I'm going to stop and go on this and break down some stuff.
What's going on, everybody?
And first thing off the bat, yo, this looks good. This looks so much better in facial expressions than Forspoken. Hey, yo, I gotta say that, yo, for real, y'all Sony fanboys, y'all be like all this, razzle dazzle, like, oh, we got exclusive, we got, games, the quality and stuff is amazing. When Forspoken dropped, it was broken, buggy, it was garbage, and it was an actual failure, and it doesn't even look like next generation gaming. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, looks like some next generation gaming, okay? That looks really, really good. I'm liking this, okay? And if we scroll back just a little bit back, you can see like the character's face, the clothing right there, details on Leon right here looks good, and it looks like the original but even better. And Leon looks a lot older than how he was in the Resident Evil 2 remake, which that does make sense because time has passed between the Resident Evil 2 remake and then now he's in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So his hair and his facial has gotten a little bit more older. Time passed a little bit for him. So that makes a lot more sense. And she looks a lot better. Like I can't remember her name. I do apologize. Look, I'm not a super Resident Evil fanboy and all this crazy shit. I'm sorry. You could put it in the comment section down below and correct me. But this character, however, she looks good. She looks really good. Well done. You can even see like again like the how they just stare. They're just standing behind here. They got the window. Oh, it looks really good. Looks really good. Very well done.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into Game Informer. I'm your host.
Wow, look at that. I mean, well, this is Leon, right? I think the Resident Evil 2 looks a lot better in terms of facial expressions, but for Leon's character, I don't know. I mean, I'm liking the look like how he looks right here, but in terms of his lips, I'm not sure about that. I think you should just add a little, not too much color, but just a little bit towards the lips. Like it just seems like he looks like a zombie himself. Like he just looks like Jesus. Like I understand like you want to make the character looks like he been through hell and he's much older. Like I like this look from the top. I don't know. I'm not really feeling for the lips. I could be wrong, but other than that, as a whole, the hair and stuff like that, the eyebrow, it looks really good. So I don't know.
Alex Van Aken, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of this exclusive.
You know, but then again, never mind. It still looks good. I mean, I could add you should add a bit of color to him. A little bit of color to the skin tone, just a little bit more, and maybe just a little bit of color right in here a little bit. That's the only thing that I will maybe I have a gripe for, like, you know, in terms, but as a whole, just the way how it looks, like the nose and, you know, the hair, the eyes, how it looks, the eyebrows and stuff, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie. Just like tone up the color a little bit, put a little color. I think that'll be fine.
Exclusive gameplay footage that we have.
Like it should be like how like her skin, like right here. I want to see that in like Leon a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I like to see. Something like this looks really good. But Leon, I don't know. I'm not really feeling for it because when you look at this, it's just, I don't know. I will add a bit more color to it, a little bit more complexion to it, and that's about it. That's my little nitpick. I'm sorry. But other than that, it still looks good, though.
We're taking a look at some of this exclusive gameplay footage that we have from Resident Evil 4 Remake, Chapter 5. We're going to be seeing some church gameplay, some Ashley gameplay, and...
wow, I like that transition right there. That's a nice little transition.
Some Ashley gameplay, and some of the cabin fight, as well as, you know, just overall fighting Ganado and yeah, trying to stay alive. So we've got about 12 minutes of footage here to show.
Wow, that looks good. I'm liking this. I'm liking what they did with this. It looks really good.
Show you today.
Very good.
And I'm joined by Marcus Stewart. How are you, Marcus?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy to be seeing this section again because, as I mentioned in the cover story I wrote, I've had a lot of fun playing it.
Absolutely. So yeah, we are. This footage starts out, and we are, you know, simply escaping from the church. This is how many hours into the game would you say this is, Marcus?
Yeah, it's hard to say because we don't know how long the other chapters are. It's got to be at least probably like 3-ish hours, I would guess.
That looks good. I'm liking that, yo. I know they're talking and stuff, and I you know, again, we're watching them, like, you know, doing some context and stuff like that and stuff, but I want to give my own little context as well. But the fact that it looks good, like, I'm gonna mute it for a minute just to talk over. Like, again, the lighting and how dark it is. Oh man, it looks good. Like, it looks really good how dark it is, and then got the flashlight. It looks really good. I'm really liking this, yo. The character models look good. The flashlight in the dark looks good. I don't know why she's over there for some reason, and that probably might be another gripe. Be like, you know, she kind of like, I know you don't want her in the way, but does she even have a flashlight of her own? Like, she should be able to carry a flashlight around, because because from right there, right? Because when he climbs up, it's pitch black. So I was expecting like maybe like she carries a flashlight, because you couldn't even see in the dark in here, but she's able to run up the stairs and all this stuff and able to go into that corner. So, but Leon is the only one that has a flashlight. That's probably another thing they need to fix, that part, where she should be able to carry a flashlight by now. Because like, at least turn it on and off. Like, so then like she goes to dark areas, at least she'll lights up something along the way, while Leon like right behind Leon going right behind her, and he got his own flashlight to shine his way through. That's one gripe that I can sit here and say like, hey, that needs to be worked. But other than that, like, again, the details, the environments and stuff, the character, how he looks, it's good. But I think that needs to be fixed for the follower. Make sure she has a flashlight too, because it will make a lot more sense. Because if it was pitch black like that, you wouldn't even tell whether there was staircase in front of you or not. So like, you don't know what's in front of you. So she should be able to have a flashlight. But let's continue.
Yeah.
This is not our gameplay, by the way. If people are wondering, this is a B-roll
Correct.
that Capcom provided, so this is someone on the team playing, not us.
The rain effects look good. I'm really liking the rain effects right there. That looks really, really good. Like the way how the rain effects like just bounce off of his body. I don't know if that's a cutscene or that's just in-game stuff. But let's slow that down for a minute. I think we should slow it down for a minute, and we're gonna put this on mute for a minute. So there he goes. Like, it's good rain effects. Here she comes through the window. It looks good. It looks really, really good. I'm liking this. I really am. Yeah, look at that. Like, the rain effects just bouncing off of him, looking up. Again, I will put a little, like, again, like I said before, a little bit more color, complexion to it. Maybe, a little bit of color to the lips. Not a lot. It doesn't have to be super bright. Some lipstick shit. I just wanted to add a bit more, and then it will pop, and it will definitely be looking good. But I like the way how he looks, like where he's very cold in his eyes. He looks very tired. Like, that's good, I'm liking this, like how like the water effects like dropping down and just bouncing off his body. Damn, that shit looks good. Looks really good. Damn, way better than Forspoken. Way better than Forspoken, like for real. You can't deny, like, this shit looks so much better than Forspoken in terms of like the graphical capabilities. And also this looks like the definition of a next generation gaming console, or like playing it on a PC that costs $70. This is worth that money. It looks really, really good and well done. Very believable. So let's continue on. I'm gonna back it up just a little bit right here to the part where he jumps out the window so we can hear what they gotta say. Oh, and let me make sure that it's not on the slow motion speed, but I just wanted to point that out. Let's continue on.
This is not our gameplay, by the way. If people are wondering, this is a B-roll that Capcom provided, so this is someone on the team playing, not us.
Yes, we did play through this section, everything that you see today. An important disclaimer, Capcom did help out with accommodations for travel. That means like flights, hotel, in association with this cover trip. We didn't have any of those conversations. Like, that's our bosses that handle all that. We kind of just show up and do our job, but it is an important disclaimer.
Now, I know a lot of people might say about the rain and stuff like that. The only thing I gotta say is the rain and these white droplets needs to be toned down a little bit. That's another thing too. If they tone down the rain just a little bit, I think it's gonna be even better. Because it doesn't have to be super bright like this. It's a bit too bright because you can even see it from right here. So I'm going to mute this for a minute. like from the cutscene looks fine, right? From a cutscene perspective, right? It looks fine from a cutscene perspective with the raindrops falling and all that stuff, and from a cutscene perspective is fine. From a gameplay perspective, though, I think it needs to be toned down because you can see that it looks very jarring between the cutscene and then going into gameplay, and it's just like the rain just looks like it needs to be toned down a little bit more in terms of like the brightness of it. Just tone it down just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit more, and I think it'll be much better in terms because you can see how that jarringness between a cutscene rain, right? The cutscene looks okay. When you're in a cutscene like this, the rain looks fine. It looks perfect. But then transitioning between a cutscene to a gameplay, you can see the rain looks very much bright or jarring a little bit. So that needs to be toned down a bit more to match between the entering in a to enter in a cutscene and then exiting out of a cutscene. The brightness of it needs to be toned down a bit more because it looks very jarring. But other than that, again, the environments look good, characters look good, the cutscenes are great. I got no issues with that. What else? Actually, you know what's funny? It's like, oh, okay, no, he probably switched weapons and stuff, so okay. Alright, so let's see. Let's go back just a tiny bit and we'll put the volume back up.
Any of those conversations, like that's our bosses that handle all that. We kind of just show up and do our job, but it is an important disclaimer. That being said, we are not influenced by that.
Roost, I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there, and don't let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
Hurry. The weather is getting worse. Roost out.
That looks good. I'm liking that dialogue, and they still kept the box right there, but it did because I think before it used to be like where he had to open something up and then there was dialogue between her and then Leon, in terms of like missions and stuff like that. Finally we're getting like all in one where he's like, okay, hey, he's talking and you're still getting the box to see her end, which is good, and you're still getting that exact dialogue back and forth, so he doesn't have to pull out something to make a call and stuff, because I think that's how it was in the original one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I never played it, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. But it looks really good. I'm liking it. So let's rewind it back just a little bit and we can get that again and break it down.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP.
And again, the environments look really good. Like the church looks like it's well like overgrown.
I'm sending you
This, oh, it looks so good.
Make your way there.
Really, really good.
Anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
I'm liking it.
The weather is getting worse.
And I'm liking her as well, where it's like she's walking, she getting soaked. It looks like she's getting soaking wet. Her hands is fucking wet. Sorry, excuse my language, but it looks really good. Like, wow, it looks really, really good. But again, the rain, they just need to tone that down a little bit.
Roost out.
Tone it down a little bit. Or they're going to have to speed it up a little bit, if anything. Like, they need to tone it down a little bit, speed up the rain just slightly. It will look a lot better,
You see the Hunnigan conversations are
because it feels so slow. Like, it looks like the rain should be like a downpour. It just looks so slow, though. But it's supposed to be this storm. So usually when you have a storm, the rain will start really pouring out really fast. But this doesn't look like doesn't look fast. It looks kind of slow. That's why I said like before it looks kind of jarring to look at. It really does. But yeah, if you look at the rain, it looks kind of slow. It should be a little bit more faster.
Conversations are in game now, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can kind of
we're,
move around while it's happening.
It looks like we got a bigger map and a better fleshed out map. It looks good. I'm liking it.
The map there, going to the helicopter extraction point where nothing will go wrong, I'm sure. And so yeah, in the beginning you saw Leon and Ashley sort of just talking about like, hey, we need to get out of here. Fun fact, you know, without
Okay, so we got some notes. We're picking up items. That's good. I'm really happy about that. So at least we got some items and notes. I don't know. Okay, he picks up
you
that.
saw Leon and Ashley sort of just
Those are resources. Okay.
talking about like, hey, we need to get out of here. Fun fact, you know, without spoiling, there's a little extra area in that upper deck that you can find if you don't want to just beeline it straight for that ladder. So, you know, keep an eye out up there. I found it on my plate.
So basically there is shortcuts or other ways to get around stuff, which is cool. That's great. So it's good. It's going to be very interesting. Maybe they finally made it more kind of open-ended in some areas, so now it's not like a one straight way there, or very linear, how like basically when you play like more like a holding hand game, like, you know, when you play like a PlayStation first party title games, they hold your hands a lot. At least this one, they're not going to hold your hands. At least there's going to be some option where you could take shortcuts here and take routes here. Maybe you can cut through a house to get to the other side to get to the fence quicker, which good. So now we can actually keep an eye out on, you know, getting to point A to point B in a different way if we find that the first way may not work, but the second way will. But if that way doesn't work, there's another way of doing it, which is good. I'm happy for that.
So yeah, we are making our way through here. Leon,
Okay.
moving that out the way because he's all big and strong.
Spread out.
Okay.
So now she's able to spread out. So I don't know what that means. Maybe now she's not like a quote unquote reliability. Like now she able to be useful. I mean, we did see in the beginning, like she does climb, get ladders down and stuff like that. Again, the only gripe that I have about that is that she doesn't have her own flashlight, which in dark areas she should be able to have her own flashlight as well. Maybe not shine it in behind Leon, but at least where if she was to go into an area or she's somewhere dark, she can actually turn on the flashlight to see, because it will make a lot more sense. But if she senses like danger and stuff like that, she should be able to turn off her flashlight immediately and hide in a corner, hide behind something. So it will feel more immersion in terms of like my character is not fucking useless. At least she's like able to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? This section right here, we're going to take a look at because he's like creeping. So again, that's good. At least she's not useless. She actually can do something or hide somewhere. Here's Leon. Oof. That is fucking brutal right there. That is brutal. Holy shit.
And yeah, this part was pretty fun to get through. I tried to get through it stealthily the first couple times.
Damn.
You okay?
Yeah.
Spread out.
Damn. Do you see? And this is why, like I said before, like the rain and how it looks, like it's too bright. They need to tone it down a lot more of the brightness, and then it'll be okay. Because it looks like you can't really see too well with the fucking rain. And if Capcom can't do it, I'm pretty sure a modder from on the PC will do it for them to kind of tone down the rain of the brightness a little bit down, so then you can see a lot better. Because the rain is too fucking bright. But let's look at that combat again, you know, to take a look at it.
Stealthily the first. And yeah, this part was pretty fun to get through. I tried to get through it stealthily the first couple times.
Can't. So they're still throwing axes. But at least now you got stab animations. You got a range of weapons right there. That's
so you're gonna
cool.
notice there's gonna be a few jumps in the clips here. Again, that's a Capcom thing, so this isn't going to be a straight run through of the chapter. It's gonna jump around at points. But as you can see, the flash
Ooh,
grenade is
nice.
still very effective against those tentacle transform.
And I like the environment, what they have done to this game. It feels a lot more darker, a lot more creepier. This feels like a whole new vibe. Like, it just feels a lot more creepy, scarier. I'm really liking this. I really am. I'm very impressed what they have done with the remake. It looks really good and very promising.
Enter the cemetery, you get a little bit of a taste of one of the side quests, which is sort of a spin on the cemetery puzzle. As you can see, you can still shoot birds' nests to get those precious eggs, or I guess a chicken egg that's in a bird nest in the tree. Don't ask me. You know how it is. But I mean, in the original game, you killed snakes and got chicken eggs, which was always kind of weird. And there he is.
Took care of a request. Well done.
Man himself.
Look at you, mate.
So you can see here turning in side quests, which is what you're going to be doing.
Okay, so
What
we
is the
see
one that-
like they got the inventory system. We got the guy that always hand the coat. I like this one, which is good. It's a fan favorite for everyone.
Man himself.
Look at you, mate.
So you can see here turning in side quests, which is what you're going to be doing.
Buying weapons, you could trade. That's good.
One has to wonder how he moves with all that heavy equipment in that coat.
A choice
You
of
know,
an
must be pretty strong. It's kind of like a Dragon Ball, like Piccolo weighted training gear. He's probably pretty strong. But
I was thinking he's just like into CrossFit. You know.
we
So
don't
we
know.
can
It's
upgrade
mysterious-
stuff. That's
mysterious-
good. So we can see we can upgrade a lot of things. We can upgrade all these weapons, sell. We can trade, buy. All right, all right. It looks pretty good. Very clean. There's nothing wrong with it. Everything seems to be in order. So got no qualms against
Figure
this.
we're upgrading our
Other than that, it looks really good and really
upgrade
clean.
Knives now is
Tell you
mentioned
that.
in the cover story, which is nice, which you're going to be needing because they have limited durability, and you're going to be using it quite a bit for the new parry mechanic, which I enjoy. And you can see there's another side quest right there. You're going to want to keep an eye out
Yeah,
in the
got the
environment
little-
for those blue flyers.
Oh, okay.
So there's the wild doll quest. That was one of the more involved quests.
So they got side quests, okay, and keep an eye on it. Good. All right, so we can earn some extra cash and spend it on upgrades and other things as well. That's good.
That we saw so
Absolutely.
But this looks really, really cool, really creepy. Got the fog effects underneath there, the candle lights. Looks very dim and dingy. Oh man, this looks really, really good.
And you won't see the solution in this footage, but you will see sort of what.
Shadows look pretty good too. I ain't gonna fucking lie. Them shadows look pretty damn good. I like this section. This section looks really good. Soon as he opens up the door, it's just like, oh shit, you know? Like really, really good. Like I'm gonna put it on mute for a minute, but just looking at it, it looks really, really cool. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's like it got the fog effects there, got skulls going around, you know. Like, you know, this is like a fucked up place. Like, it's a creepy, fucked up, dingy ass place. It looks really good. Fantastic.
We are going to show the dog, but the way to find the dog will be, I guess, a little bit of a mystery. And also, important to note, we turned left when we left that door. There is another path behind us if we were to turn right out of that door that goes into an underground tunnel that like takes you up through a well in the village. So there's a lot of paths available.
So that's cool. So there is a lot of different paths you can go to, jumping through a window, going to another creepy house.
Yeah, like when we both came through here, we just assumed just the way the camera's framed. We're like, okay, it's the only way to go. But yeah, one of the producers pulled us aside and was like, "Hey, check this out." And we were like, "Oh, okay."
Not bad, right?
Here we go. We've got the village at night. That lady thought she could take a pitchfork to Leon. Didn't work out for her. And this is
And this is like another jump cut. But that still looks pretty good. So let's go back to that village part. Once again, this is taking place at night, so I could wondering what it will be like in the daytime, you know. So let's go back. But the feel of it feels really like it's a whole different vibe when you're going from the daytime going into night. It's like a different vibe altogether. Like it's just gotten even more terrifying and even more dangerous, you know. And again, there's like multiple different paths. So if he would have went the other way, he could have went that way, he could have went this way. So that's good. So there's never a wrong choice, you know. It depends on the situation that you're in. Like you could just backtrack and just go the other way, or you could just deal with like what you're dealing with ahead and just keep moving forward, or try to stealth your way through without trying to alert anybody and stuff, which is going to make it difficult, but I don't think is not too hard to pull off. So
door, there's another path behind us if we were to turn right out of that door that goes into an underground
I like that, you know. Did a nice little shooting, did a roundhouse kick, and then
tunnel that
finally
takes you up through a
do the
well
stab to
in
kill
the
him
village. So there's a lot
so
of
he doesn't wake
paths,
up.
available.
Jumping through
yeah,
windows.
Like when we both came
Good.
through here, we just assumed just the way the camera's framed. We're like, okay, this is
Definitely next generation experience, because like again, if you was to look at Forspoken and you look at inside like materials and stuff, like it's nothing on the level like this. Like, you know, like if you're gonna sit there and tell me this is an action adventure game, I'm expecting details inside of a house, buildings, castles, so on and so forth in Forspoken. But in this one, what they're showing is not only just like the gameplay, the combat, and the graphics, but it's also the amount of level of detail that they actually put into an actual place to flesh it out, to make it part of the environment. Like if we would have went back here, right, and like again, this is what I was saying about in my last video when I was talking about Forspoken, the level of detail is uncomparable. Like you see, like entering into buildings, this is what I'm expecting. Like some, not like exactly like this, but I'm saying like details, like there's chairs, there's books, there's things around here that tells a different story in each building, you know. In every place that you go, it doesn't feel the same generic bullshit. It feels like there's always something new to discover, to find, to see, and it looks very, very good. And the fact that they just went above and beyond and just adding in, like again, the fog effects in here, and it feels very creepy, very empty, got the candle lit up. That's what I'm saying. Even for an action game should have something like this, where the details in the environment, again, it doesn't have to be exactly like this. Resident Evil is supposed to be a survival horror, and Forspoken is supposed to be an action adventure. But I'm expecting, even for an action adventure game, to put details in the world environment and other places that you go in, and then you get to see like, oh, here's some books, here's some notes, here's some things that you can pick up and read about, find, you know. Even just looking around the environment itself, like you could tell what happened. Like there might be blood splatter, there might be chairs cracked, broken in half and stuff, so you know there was like a fight in this house and stuff like that. They was fighting for their life. That's kind of things that's going to make that game feel more believable in that world and feel it more alive. But this one, they went above and beyond. Resident Evil 4 Remake just went above and beyond. Just looking at the amount of details in here is absolutely insane, and it looks really good. Pick up items you could pick up, and you know, just looking around, this is what flesh that world and that environment in the game itself. It fleshed it out so well and very well done. Now Let's see. Yep. Okay, so they're at this part right here. And I'm liking the wind, the blowing of the wind effects, like where it's a storm and you can see like that gust of like cloud. It's just like whipping through the environment. It looks really good. Particles is flying all over the place. It looks really, really good. The vibe has changed tremendously. Leo's jumping through housing, jumping through windows, going through a house, which is, this is next generation experience that I like. And I'm loving the village part right here. Again, he just uses his little, I don't know what this is. I think it's a Uzi or a little, yeah, I think it's like a Uzi. So he's like taking some shots, kicking her backwards, running through. Want to impale Leon, boom, take a little shots, keep on running. That looks good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It looks really, really good. So we're gonna get to this part right now.
Work out for her, and this is
I was gonna just comment on the rain. I know that there's a lot of talk about
Rain Gate.
Rain Gate. I do agree. I think it can be tuned down a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be toned down a lot. And I believe like the rain should be a bit more faster, not slower, because it would not make most sense where there's this like big huge storm. Usually rain will come down pretty fast when it's a storm. When it's like regular rain, it goes like a normal speed like this where it just drops normally, and then like slow rain or very light rain will go like slow, like a little bit slower, not too slow, but you could tell the difference. But this, however, if it is like this really bad storm, I'm expecting the rain to go down a lot faster, and they need to tone down that brightness for real. They need to.
It does feel like intentionally, like it is intentionally obfuscating the environment, and kind of adds to that tension. Like you can't see what you're shooting. I do agree, though.
I'm liking this, like where Leon taking charge and he's got the flashlight exploring a house, looking around and stuff, going upstairs. And this is where I'm like saying, like, if you were to split up, right? I want her to like go around, look around the house, split up. She got a flashlight of her own, stuff like that. The only thing that I will done, I don't know if that you can actually do this or not, but hopefully you can shut the door behind you, and close it, because I don't like to leave the door open. Sometimes I shut it behind me, so then that way I know that if I hear anybody comes in through the doorway, I can hear it from downstairs instead of when I'm upstairs like exploring and stuff. So I don't know if that's possible where I can actually like get in and then like she could stay behind me and I could close the door. I don't know if that's possible, but it'll be a really nice little touch of next generation experience where like Leon opens up the door and then her, like she's the last person, she looks behind and look around and then she'll just close the door slowly, and to not like disturb like an enemy or anything that's in the house, like try to pop up. That's what I would like to see. Those right there are some fucking nice touches. Like that's gonna make the game like even better, because it's like, okay, now this is like, when you're playing this game, it's just like it's a live or die situation, like, she's looking out for you, she's doing her part, she got her flashlight, she's looking around. Leon is gonna go upstairs, look around, something like that. Like that's like, again, those are just gripes and stuff like that, but as a whole, what it looks like right now looks fantastic. So much better than Forspoken. So much better.
It's a bit much, and it would be great, Marcus, if there's like a rain slider. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I just want a nice little down.
This is what I like. You see how like in Forspoken you don't get shit like this. Where in Forspoken it just feels like an empty ass house. But when you look where he just turns around this corner and looking through the hallway and stuff like that, like looking inside the environment, you got like there's a table, chair, there's pictures on the wall, shit. Like there's like some actual shit. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I really do.
This game, like it just the the bloom on the
and she's finally
flashlight,
helping Leon,
everything is like,
which
it
is
just makes
good.
especially like interiors like this, if we lift Ashley up to do her thing, get Leon up there. Yeah, it just makes the interiors creepier. Like that, like the first time that owl made me jump because you just see the glowing eyes in the dark.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, like what is that?
There. I will say there are a couple.
See, and that's where I'm talking about. It just doesn't make any sense where Leon got this big giant flashlight, but she's upstairs like wandering around in like the pitch darkness. It needs to make more sense where she needs to be holding like a little flashlight or something. I'm not saying the flashlight has to be bigger or whatever the size of, you know, Leon's flashlight, but at least a little tiny flashlight can go a long way to add more atmosphere in the environment, at least when she has the go ahead or the right of way and she'll like have her flashlight looking around and stuff. You know, that's what basically I will suggest personally what she needs to have, so then that way, you know, she able to turn on the light, turn off the light, she's looking around just as much as when you're playing as the main character, you having a flashlight on because it's too damn dark. She needs to have a flashlight on because guess what? It's too dark for her to see and look around in that dark ass environment. So that's one thing or one gripe that I could say about that. But other than that, I mean, it looks good, but the amount of details in the attic, like, look how much they cram a lot of details in the attic. Like, look at that. Look at the interiors. Like, you see a rope, there's books, there's a desk.
Like that, like the first time that
you
owl
know,
made me jump because you just
like there's this things cover up a bucket. You know,
see the glowing
stuff
eye.
like this makes the environment feels like it was lived in. Somebody lived here. Somebody been here. Somebody stayed up here, and it feels so good. It feels really, really good. Very fantastic.
eyes in the dark.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, like what is that?
I will say there were a couple times when I was playing the demo where I was kind of in a very dark environment and Leon wasn't pulling up his flashlight, which is kind of frustrating. So I'm just kind of like clambering around in the dark. It was mostly like outdoor. Oh,
There he
here's
is.
the dog.
Look at that thing. It's got like a weird. It looks like a
Damn, looking good. I like that. I'm really, really liking
scorpion
this.
tail. No, I'm looking at it again.
See, the rain doesn't look too bad here. And I think it's in some sections it looks good over here, looks bad or kind of extract, you know, it's like too much. This doesn't look
So, yeah,
too bad right
Capcom
here.
Also pointed out.
It
for
don't
those
look that
wondering
bad.
This
It's-
dog is
you
not
know?
the dog that Leon
But
can
this,
rescue in the original game, because you know in this game he's presumably
Yeah, like this doesn't look that good. But I think like in a fast pace, like, you know, like stuff is happening, stuff is going
look at that
on.
thing. It's got like a weird. It looks like a
It
scorpion
looks
tail.
it looks good. Like it looks really, really good. Like it's like it where it should be. But again, the details in the brick buildings and stuff, the fire from the distance, the glowing effects, it all looks really, really good. It looks fucking fantastic. They did
Looking
an
at it
excellent job to this.
Yeah, Capcom also pointed out, for those wondering, that this dog is not the dog that Leon can rescue in the original game, because, you know, in this game, he's presumably dead. So, you know, at the time, we kind of were like, oh, maybe this is the dog, but they were very clear to point out, like, nope, different dog. And you're like, okay. But yeah, that
They
dog
also
fight is
wouldn't-
pretty hard.
They also wouldn't definitively answer if it was the same dog in this game as in the old game. In terms of the one that's dead at the beginning of the game, they're like, maybe it's not the same dog, and it's like, okay.
So you see a blue medallion up there as Leon takes it out. So
Yeah.
you see it's 1 of 5. So I asked Capcom about that because in the original game it was kind of like 15 in the same area, and they said that that side quest reappears in different parts of the map. So you're going to be shooting. It sounds like you're going to be shooting medallions outside of just like the village area, and they just sort of like divide them into like batches of 5.
Oh, okay. So in this section right here, I like that one where, you know, Leon is like trying to escape and getting the hell up out of there.
It's like,
Oh, looks so
You see a
good.
blue
Looks
medallion
really
up there
good.
as Leon takes it out. So you
Yeah.
see it's 1 of 5. So I asked Capcom about that because in the original game it was kind of like 15 in the same area, and they said that that side quest reappears in different parts of the map. So you're going to be shooting. It sounds like you're going to be shooting medallions outside of just like the village area, and they just sort of like divide them into like batches of 5.
Looks good.
You.
Hey, listen, about earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing senorita.
Senorita has a name, Miss Ashley. You are?
Oh, Ashley, sorry.
What are you doing?
Sorry, you guys.
Very good questions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hide, now.
Okay. It's game time.
And due to the cuts, there's a lot of that village before the bridge that we ran over that you can fight through and explore. Like there's a lot that they didn't show in this footage. It's where, at least during our playthrough, the brute first appears, the cow-headed enemy.
Right.
In that area just before the bridge that we crossed. But
Yeah, because in the footage we've put out of this, people have seen the cow guy shows up in this
Appears
fight,
here.
but you
Yeah.
actually fight him well before this. So
Yeah, so when
it
he
seems
shows
like
up in
he's
the
gonna
fight-
be what were we saying?
yeah, he's definitely a recurring enemy. But when he shows up in the fight, you've already had to fight him before, and so I feel like it's extra tense because it's like, oh my god, I gotta fight this guy now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I saw.
Okay, so that's good. So basically, that's a good Diane. To see, that's next generation right there. That's next generation gaming that I like to see. Where if you actually explore your environment and actually get him first and kill the cowman, then later on when you get to this cutscene, he's not gonna just reappear again or show up again. That's not going to happen. Which that's good because then that way it kind of like have that checks and balances where okay, I can rush to go save her or I can explore, look around even though it's dangerous, but hey, if I can take some of these people out, I maybe during this scene or this chapter it's not going to be a bigger issue or a bigger problem. So if it is like that kind of dynamic, that's really good. I'm very impressed. And that's something that I like to see moving forward. It's like stuff like that to be more dynamic and stuff. But at least they adding in more things to do and explore. They are dividing it up in terms of like collectibles and different things. Okay. I'm really am very intrigued, and I know a lot of people are very excited. Other than that, it looks fucking fantastic. It looks really good.
Saw some people speculating that he might be a single persistent enemy that follows you. I'm
No.
pretty sure that is not the case. Yeah, I think he's
No,
just another
I have-
enemy type.
I have killed him several times in different areas.
Yeah.
Just a new enemy type.
So this fight was pretty wild as it is in the original, but even more so here. And there he is.
Holy
Mr.
shit.
Bullman. Been a
Damn,
lot
that
of, like,
cow.
back
That fucking shit is gonna be fucking insane.
and forth, like, is he a cow? Is
I
he
don't
a
even think
bull?
I'm gonna be
But
ready
like,
for
there's
that.
a little horn there. Might be a bull thing.
Well, a bull is just a cow. It's a male cow.
I mean, yeah, they're the same thing. But, you know, like bulls
Man,
have horns.
it looks so good.
That's fair. That's fair. Listen.
He's got a single
Oh,
horn there. Looks
shit.
Like as Leon just gets pummeled.
Oh, they ended there. Damn. But they show the inventory system. That's cool. You know, at least we see the inventory system. So there's our inventory management system. Look again. It looks very clean. Looks good. Very up to date. Probably got some new weapons in here, or some old weapons, new weapons. It looks really good. I'm liking this.
And
Liking it.
yeah, that's the end of the action gameplay we've got to show off. This is a look at putting gems inside of treasures to increase their value. Of course, if you different combinations of gems net you different bonuses.
Mm.
There are now customized cases that have different bonuses. So like the black case has an increased drop rate for L resources.
Yeah.
And you
Oh.
can pick up charms as well, a little chicken charm. The charms and the cases, they give you little passive bonuses.
Yeah. And you can do that stuff in the typewriter menu as you saw. So you can't do that all the time, just when you reach those saves point.
All right, so they added a bit more flavor, and they also you get some better cases and stuff like that, which is I think that's a good idea. That's pretty cool. You know, at least it's gonna give us like something to look forward to. Hopefully, maybe we can purchase some more cases. I'm not sure, but if that's the case, then that's cool, you know.
To keep up with all of our coverage.
Well, that is it. Well, that's pretty much my reaction and my breakdown for the Resident Evil 4 remake. Again, there's might be one or two little gripes here and there, and some stuff that they could do, work on, tone down a bit. Leon's character, again, maybe fix him up just a little bit more. And other than that, I think I think this is gonna be a smash hit. It looks ready to go. It looks really good. I'm telling you, it looks so good. It looks really, really good. I'm like very impressed and blown away by it. But again, like the rain effects, I don't know. They need to tone that down a little bit. They definitely do. But if they do those little things, I think this is gonna be a very great game. Even if they only change a few things, it doesn't hurt it. I think it's still gonna be a great game overall. It is still gonna be excellent to play through. So those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Those are my breakdowns. What I like, what I don't like. Some stuff about it. Just looking at it, looks really good. Looks like a next generation experience. Definitely worth $70 of your money. Way better than Forspoken. That's a damn fact. But anyway, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about the Resident Evil 4 demo gameplay reaction video? Do you like what you see so far? Do you don't like some things that you don't like? Let me know in the comment section down below. But other than that, I am out of here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.